The following is an ECU Sports Network presentation of Inside Pirate Athletics. Inside Pirate Athletics is brought to you by ECU Health, the official healthcare partner of ECU Athletics. Pepsi, the official soft drink of Pirate Nation. Optimum, the official internet provider of ECU Athletics. Town Bank, every Pirate needs a bank. Pizza Hut, the official pizza provider of ECU Pirates. Now, live from Tiebreakers in Greenville, this is Inside Pirate Athletics.
Thanks for being with us here tonight as we get ready for another week of ECU Athletics ahead. And Pirate Baseball is what we'll be talking tonight with Coach Godwin, some ECU players, Patrick Johnson, Stephen Igo, welcoming you into Tiebreakers in Bell's Fort as we get ready to talk a little Pirate Baseball on this Monday evening. Coach Godwin joins us here. Coach, great to see you.
Great to see you too. Twice in one day again.
Twice in one day again.
Doubleheader.
2 weeks in a row.
Doubleheader. You're playing a lot of doubleheaders here lately, Coach.
Hey, it should be noted that you guys went 3-0 after talking to us twice last week, so maybe we should keep it going.
Well, I mean, I'm just glad that we dodged VCU, like some of the fans said, because Coach Godwin's scared to play games. So, not sure they know the real Coach Godwin, and we're not dodging anybody.
Correct. Let's start, though, with the weekend that was. Won in a variety of ways in picking up the sweep against Liberty.
Yeah, I just was super proud of our guys because it's tough to win on the road, but especially against a quality opponent. I mean, Scott Jackson, I've known him for over 20 years. He's one of my best friends. They were super prepared. I would say their weekend rotation specifically from three pitcher standpoints were the best three pitchers in one weekend that we faced as a collective unit. All three guys could really pitch, had velocity, had all-speed stuff. They could throw all-speed stuff at different counts. The guy on Friday night actually was a teammate of Trey Savage's in high school, so of course he was really pumped up, and he did a really good job against us early. But Friday we were up 1-0, but we were up 4-1, and then we expanded the lead, which I was proud of our guys for doing that because then Shink only had to throw one inning. So we won 9-5. It looks like it was a blowout, but it was really a 4-1 game going into the 6th or 7th inning. And then Saturday, I mean, you talk about going into a hornet's nest. I mean, Scott told me after the game on Saturday, he goes, if we were not ready to play on Saturday after what I said to him on Friday, then I'd have been really disappointed. But their guys did a really good job against Zach Root. I mean, the first two guys hit lasers at second and third, no outs, and Root was able to manage the inning and just give up one run. And he wasn't sharp, but what the great ones do is they just give you a chance to win and they don't lose the game. And he only gave up 3 runs, and I really felt like we were on our heels the first 5-6 innings, and I pulled the guys together in the 6th inning, and I said, hey, maybe a little bit more colorful than this, but hey, look, they're kicking our tails and we're on our heels. Just let me know when you guys are ready to get into the fight, because if we don't get to the fight, we're going to get run out of this place. And the guys responded, put up 3 runs, and of course, we're able to win 5-3. McChrystal has a big home run in the ninth to expand it, but a really gutsy performance, I thought, and especially with our bullpen as well. Shink closing the game out. And then Sunday we score first, which that was the plan, and then we give up a 3-run homer, and their guy is probably their best guy for stuff-wise. I mean, he's going to be a draft, and we faced him last year, strikes out a lot of guys. We just knew we need to get his pitch count up, and we're down 4-2, and then we put up a crooked number, and we just kept going. And then Starr had a big double in the 9th inning. They keep bringing righties in to face Starr, and he hits righties better than lefties, so I was thankful. I told Starr, I was like, I don't know why they keep doing this, but I'm happy because you hit righties better than lefties, and he smokes the ball in the gap, and we win by 4 runs, which was awesome.
Probably would have been out. You told us earlier today if you'd been playing any other game any other day than yesterday with the win.
Yeah, I'm really curious what Starr does off the field because he hits balls really hard and they're just always right at people. And he would have hit a home run yesterday at any place in the country except at Liberty because it was like hurricane force winds coming out of left field.
When you go up there, you get a great performance with your bullpen yesterday too, especially, but really all weekend.
Yeah, we knew Danny was going to be Danny at some point in time. And also, I was super proud of Eric Ritchie. He came in and struck out 2 guys and was electric. I mean, it was like, hey, those guys had no shot. D'Lo getting to close the game out on Friday. Obviously, we gave up some runs in the ninth, but the more we can get him out there and just close out the game, it's just going to continue to build his confidence. Aaron Groller was good on Friday night. I think he threw 4 pitches in 1 inning. And then Jaden Winter was good yesterday. I mean, he really came into the game when they're leading and it's hairy, and you're like, hey, man, are we going to be able to manage this? And he just nullified everything.
He's got all the tools, it seems like.
Well, and I mentioned this, and I can't be too open about it, but he really had something that first 10 days of the season that I wouldn't wish on any person that's in college that was not controllable by him. It was some family stuff, and I met with him on the Monday after I can't remember 2 weeks ago, and he told me that, and I said, hey man, I'm sorry. I just wish you'd have told me so I could have helped you navigate this a little bit better. But ever since that conversation, you talk about people getting freed up when they get stuff off their chest. I mean, he hasn't given up a run since that conversation. So he was great. Chris Kaler was great. And then Richie came in, and then Danny closed it out.
Coach Wyatt, Lunsford Shinkman at this point, what can you say, just what he's meant as far as he can come in, he can pitch an inning, he can go multiple innings? What does he mean to your bullpen and the whole staff?
Yeah, it's tremendous, but I just give our offense a lot of credit from Friday night because he doesn't bounce back great, but he only threw 1 inning. I mean, you could tell at the end of Saturday night, his command gets a little, when I say shaky, it's just a little bit off, and he's spraying the ball when he gets that pitch count up. And after throwing on Friday, and I think he threw around 40 pitches on Saturday, so he was reaching pretty close to the end of his rope, but allowing him to do that. And then, of course, Danny had thrown an inning, but he was able to bounce back and throw 2 yesterday.
Shink, I mean, he pitches with such emotion. Do you enjoy, obviously, when if he's striking guys out, he kind of celebrates and with his teammates. It's just fun to watch. It seems to energize the whole team. And how much fun is it as a coach kind of seeing that?
Well, the thing that I appreciate from our players, which we harp on it a whole lot, is like, hey, man, I want you to play with emotion, especially when we're playing at home because it gets the crowd into it, but always celebrate with your teammates. Don't look into the other dugout. Don't look at the opposing player and, say stuff to him that you struck him out, because that stuff's going to come back and haunt you. And I always think about Zach Agnos in a way, and I said it in the team meeting, but, he hits a home run against Tulane in 21, and he's like, very emotional and a little bit too flamboyant, and then his next at bat, the guy strikes him out. And so we lose that game by 1 run, and I just made a point in the team meeting, and I said, hey, man, hey, first off, Zach, how many fights you been in your life? He's like, none. I go, exactly. So they stop talking crap to somebody because you can't even back it up. And then number 2, the game knows. And, we got warned last Sunday on Carter's home run. Carter wasn't taunting the other team. He was celebrating, and he looked in our dugout. He probably took the bat a little bit farther than even I anticipated he'd take it. But our guys don't show up the opponent, and that's the thing I appreciate about our guys.
And you look at offensively, Coach, even when y'all have those big hits, I feel like if a guy's at second base, he is looking into y'all's dugout celebrating. There's none of that back and forth. At least that y'all start. Maybe the other teams start. I don't know.
Well, Carter told me that I would be proud of him because what the Southeastern players were saying to him at first base, because he started in left field, but he came into first base. Of course, we're losing. And he said some of the stuff that was coming out of their dugout. I said, look, man, I'm proud of you. I said, they had their moment, but we'll play them again if they want to play.
Speaking of playing again, VCU, you will play them again. Mother Nature intervened last week. Credit to VCU. I mean, they were on their spring break, so it allowed them a little flexibility. But, it's tough to be around a hotel for a couple days, sort of playing that waiting game.
Yeah, Bradley LaCroix, I've known him for a long time. We actually played summer ball together for a brief amount of time, and he was an assistant coach at Tennessee and Clemson, so we would see each other on recruiting to our trails. But he's a great dude, and I was like, hey, man, look, I know this is not ideal, but we need you to come back. And they're going to come back I think in May or whatever it is, just for 1 game. And, Igo asked me this morning, will we make up the other game? It just depends on how our schedule goes. I think we're okay with 55, but, if we lost another one for a rainout, we definitely would try to make it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll continue on here with Coach Godwin. He's got Ryley Johnson here with us, Carter Cunningham, Jacob Starling with us here tonight. Before we go to break, ECU women's basketball got a win today in the AAC tournament in Fort Worth. They beat the number 1 seed Tulsa, 75-71. And so they'll advance to the semifinal round for a second straight year. That's a heck of an accomplishment for Coach Kim's bunch. Danae McNeil had 29 today for the Pirates. Looked like Cliff Godwin back in the Green Central days scoring.
I wouldn't have had 10 steals, but I might have had 29, but I would have had 10 steals.
Well, we will continue on here. Before we go to break as well, I want to let you know ECU Athletics would like to thank Young's Physical Therapy, the official physical therapy provider of the Pirates. We continue on from Tiebreakers. More with Coach Godwin when we come back. This is Inside Pirate Athletics on the ECU Sports Network.
We call it drive. The unrelenting desire to become the person you were born to be. Ignited by a moment. The realization that a future you could only dream of is within reach. At East Carolina University, you won't just imagine a path. You'll forge one through hard work and the success that comes without surrender. The journey that leads to your future. And this is where it begins.
He ran a red light and T-boned me.
Got rear-ended on my bike.
His fault. End of story.
No brainer, right?
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, you realize you need Wayne Hardy.
Injury cases are never simple.
There's always more to the story.
Offers you can't refuse.
But it's my job to get you a fair settlement.
Been in a wreck? You need the Wayne Hardy difference.
Being on your side means bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate information.
We know how important it is for you to be informed on what's happening in your community. Whether it's the latest developments in local news,
or knowing what to expect for the day ahead with your Storm Team 9 weather forecast. Morning Edition has you covered.
rivers across the east will soon have a new spot to play the game.
Buzzing and trending news today.
Watch WNCT 9 Morning Edition weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
We had other companies out, and Easy Pro easily beat their price.
We are offering $1,000 off your bathroom remodel, plus an additional $300 off if you act right now. Give us a call or go online to easyprobathsexpress.com.
Hello E&C goes all around the east.
From Atlantic Beach, Newburgh, Ocracoke, Newport, Emerald Isle. When did you get here?
Just now.
Jacksonville,
Washington,
Kinston,
Beaufort,
Morehead City,
Goldsboro,
Ayden,
Elizabeth City.
And from Greenville,
we're living, loving local.
If you want the latest in local news, reliable Storm Team 9 weather forecasts,
and everything in between, we've got you covered.
Watch 9 on Your Side Morning Edition.
Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Trust WNCT 9 and Your Side News. Awarded for excellence with 17 honors, including TV News Anchor Team of the Year, Ken Watlington and Courtney Courtwright.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thanks for joining us.
And #1 in covering investigative and political stories.
Well, WNCT is your local election headquarters.
Now the bill will be voted on shortly in the House before heading to Governor Cooper's desk.
Thank you for letting us be on your side.
You're locked on to Inside Pirate Athletics, live from Tiebreakers in Greenville.
Your nationally ranked ECU baseball team is back home this weekend as they take on Columbia in a non-conference series. First pitch is scheduled for Friday at 6 o'clock, so it'll be the first night game this season, and you can get your tickets at ECUPirates.com. Also, the Pirates will play tomorrow down at UNCW. We'll talk about that a little later on in the show with Coach Godwin. That's always a fiery time whenever the Pirates and Seahawks play one another, former conference foes. We're going to hear from some Pirate players coming up. Ryley Johnson is one of them, and he just continues to go out there and give you everything he has, doesn't he?
Yeah, I said this to you guys earlier, but I just couldn't be more proud of anybody on our team. I mean, what he has to go through every day just to get on the field, and he's got the worst rug burns in his armpits because of the 2 shoulder braces that he has to wear, and I mean he plays in pain every day. And Saturday we didn't even know if he was going to be able to go, and until we took batting practice, and we just sent him to the cages in the first group and hey man, go swing and tell me if you can play. And so I had 2 lineups written out, one with Ryley in it, one with Ryley out of it, and he comes back and like, hey, Coach, I'm good. But I'd be lying to you that every time he swings and misses, when he grimaces, I'm like, hey, man, are you okay? Like, I like looking at him, and I think sometimes he avoids eye contact with me just so I don't take him out of the game. But I'm just so proud of him. And he's grown up as a man more than probably any player that I've ever coached here. And he would agree to that, I hope. I hope he's listening to me. So just so proud of him. He's an energy source for a program and just a extremely tough, competitive dude.
We talked to you a little bit about this today also, but it bears repeating here, and that is Bristol Carter. And he's making it hard for Coach Godwin to keep him out of the lineup, isn't he?
Yeah, he's extremely talented. I don't have any hair to pull out, but sometimes he doesn't exactly do what I want him to do. But he doesn't even know this, but I'll say it on the radio. I told Carter this, but Friday night before he goes up to bat, when he hits the double, when the first run we score, literally I'm in the dugout with him. He's getting ready to warm up on, hey, Bristol, I want you to fake bunt until you get a strike. He nods his head. Hey, Coach, I got it. All right. So I go down to third base. First pitch is thrown. He pulls the ball foul, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to pretend like I didn't say that because then it'll make me feel better, and I won't be mad at him, and I'm just going to pretend like it didn't happen. And so then, of course, he hits a double down the left field line, and I was proud of myself that I didn't ruin the double by yelling at him, going like, hey, man, what did I tell you in the dugout? So he doesn't even know that I told him that because he didn't remember it, and so we're just pretending like it didn't happen.
There you go.
Maybe he was just so locked in, Coach, on his at bat.
That might have been what it was.
I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah.
Coach Ron McChrystal, awesome to see him. Off to a good start this year. Big swing, of course, to extend that lead on Saturday. How happy are you with his progress early this season?
Well, I've been super pumped about his catching, man. I mean, he's caught at an extremely high level. For the people that were at the Fayetteville game, since you couldn't watch it online, I mean, the throw he made to throw out Vance Honeycutt, I mean, you could look in their dugout when he threw him out and was like, hey, man, nobody throws that guy out. And he threw him out by like 10 feet. So he's caught great, which has been awesome because it gives J-Dub a break. And then he's worked so hard with Packer and Coach Lartigue just to refine his swing. But Ryan is super talented, but sometimes he has difficulty staying the course with what the process he needs to make himself successful. So I met with him a couple weeks ago. He's doing a daily schedule and being very diligent with what he needs to do every day to put himself in the best position to help himself and to help us win. But, of course, a big swing on Saturday night. I actually told him right before he walked to the plate because it wasn't the best hitting conditions or the easiest place. But I was like, hey, man, go up there and swing 50% because there's no shot that you're going to hit a ball out. So, of course, he hits the ball out, and then he's like, looking at me as he comes around third base, and I was like, hey, man, good job.
Because you mentioned also Starling's had some bad luck. How about it feels like Dixon Williams has hit some balls like on the screws just right at guys. Or, I don't know. What have you seen from Dixon? Like the average, I don't think shows maybe how well he's hit.
Well, we don't look at batting average, but
it's equal, right?
But he feels the pressure because all you fans and media want to talk about batting average.
I'm giving him credit right now.
But no, he's crushed the ball. But I would be lying to you if I didn't say that it's weighing on him mentally because he wants to help the team. But I grabbed him yesterday after Starling hit the double, and I said, hey, man, Starling had hit 2 balls on the screws, man, right before that. He had nothing to show for it. I said, but to my knowledge, he's not frustrated because he did what he was supposed to do. As a hitter, you can't direct where the ball's going. Your job is to produce the result off the bat, but they can shift, they can move outfielders, and he's had some unfortunate luck. But if you will stay positive, the game will pay you back with some blue hits at times. And he had a hit yesterday. He got down a sac bunt. He's playing good defense at third base, and we just need him to continue to put together quality at bats and play good defense.
With someone like that, we've chronicled that local kid. There's a lot of pressure on him.
There is.
You feel like he's kind of getting more comfortable. You still think he's maybe pressing at times?
I think that it's a battle. I mean, I think it's my job. It's Carter Cunningham's job. It's Starr's job to continue to go, hey, man, just keep hitting the ball hard. It's going to fall. I think that's what our team needs to do for him. And like I said, man, as long as he's in a good headspace, he's super talented, and the game will repay you with some blue hits because you've hit so many balls hard.
We got some Pirate players coming up, and who do you want us to get first, Coach? We're
going to get Ryley Johnson. Since he hits leadoff, he's got to hit leadoff.
He's got to hit leadoff here. So Ryley Johnson coming up before we go to break. Reminder that the Pirate softball team starts their home conference play this weekend as Wichita State comes to Max R. Joyner Stadium. The first pitch in Friday's game is scheduled for 5 at admission to all softball games free all season long. Stay tuned. We've got more Inside Pirate Athletics coming up from Tiebreakers and ECU outfielder Ryley Johnson on the other side.
Here at WNCT, we know Eastern North Carolina is constantly growing and changing.
With multiple newscasts all week long, you can trust us to keep you in the know.
We're out in the community, putting a spotlight on local news and events.
And monitoring weather that directly affects you so you can stay on top of any of the latest changes by watching our Storm Team 9 forecast.
We're on your side because Eastern North Carolina is our home too.
Watch WNCT 9 on your side news.
We had other companies out, and Easy Pro easily beat their price.
We are offering $1,000 off your bathroom remodel, plus an additional $300 off if you act right now. Give us a call or go online to easyprobathsexpress.com.
Every team dreams of greatness, but only one will make history. The CW is your new home for college football as we team up with the ACC for 13 weeks of electrifying games. Saturdays will be legendary. The ACC on the CW. It all kicks off Saturday, September 9th.
He ran a red light and T-boned me.
Got rear-ended on my bike.
His fault. End of story.
No brainer, right?
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, you realize you need Wayne Harvey.
Injury cases are never simple.
There's always more to the story.
Offers you can't refuse.
But it's my job to get you a fair settlement.
Been in a wreck? You need the Wayne Harvey difference.
Trust WNCT 9 and your side news. Awarded for excellence with 17 honors, including TV news anchor Team of the Year, Ken Watlington and Courtney Courtwright.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thanks for joining us.
And #1 in covering investigative and political stories.
Well, WNCT is your local election headquarters.
Now the bill will be voted on shortly in the House before heading to Governor Cooper's desk.
Thank you for letting us be on your side.
If you want the latest in local news, reliable Storm Team 9 weather forecasts,
And everything in between, we've got you covered.
watch 9 on Your Side Morning Edition.
Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Pirate Athletics from Tiebreakers in Greenville.
We're talking to Ryley Johnson, who we were just learning is the All-American guy here, I go. He really is.
Indeed, in multiple ways.
Yeah, lots of ways. Ryley Johnson joins us here. Great to see you, Ryley.
You as well.
I like the last name as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with your start to the season and the team's start to the season. It's been a really good one, and you've done a fantastic job kind of setting the table, making some plays in center field, patrolling things out there, and big weekend sweep at Lynchburg in your home state.
Yeah, it was awesome. Liberty is a good team, a great place, great facility. And I think the main thing we take away from that is our team, we don't focus on the individual. We love success for one another. And that's what we've been doing all season, and that's why we've been great.
Ryley, when you're going out there, you faced some great pitching this year as a guy that's leading things off for the Pirates. Give us a little insight into your mentality when you're up there, starting off the game, starting off an inning for East Carolina.
Well, if I don't get first pitch, take, just to, see the ball. It just comes to the point where you see the ball, you just gotta, either attack the first pitch, but I feel like my hits have came from 2 strikes, so it doesn't matter if I get the 2 strikes or not.
What is different about the 2-strike approach for you?
I feel like I just slow down a little more, and I just see the ball different, and my swings aren't as aggressive.
Yeah.
Ryley, Coach Godwin has told us a lot about how you've been managing pain with the shoulders. Get from your vantage point, how tough has it been? We know you love to play. You're doing everything you can to help the team win. So how much goes into that to make sure you're on the field every day?
A bunch of credit goes to Logan, Coach G, the whole staff, Kevin Youngs, Womack, and all that. But, it definitely is difficult some days, but it's more doing it for the seniors that are in my class right now. And I've worked too hard not to push through pain.
And you were telling us this is something you've dealt with since high school. So,
yeah.
In an unfortunate way, you're kind of used to it, but at least you kind of know the ins and outs of it to a degree at this point. I'm assuming that, like, when you kind of know going to the ballpark, hey, this may be a tough day, or this may be a day where it feels at least manageable.
Yeah, so when it pops out, it's going to be sore, to almost barely lift it for 2-3 days, but I just got to keep it moving, and some days, like I said, are worse than others. So taking BP, I'll shorten some swings up, cage work, take 10 swings max just to see how it feels, and then just save it for the game.
And there was one game, I think, LeClaire Classic, where you banged to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing that was
a Sunday game.
And you stayed in, though. So, how tough was that in that moment?
Coach G came up to me. He goes, "Are you good?" And I was like, I'm good enough to play, and I think I can help us win. So,
when did you first encounter? We were talking a little bit. It was high school, but you were having surgeries way back then, weren't you?
Yeah, first one was junior year of high school. Second one, sophomore year while I was here, and then, unfortunately, this fall, both of them still are injured. So.
And Ryley, you're still being very productive as a player. 314, and you're getting on base at a high rate. 422 on base percentage. You're stealing bases. So that from an individual standpoint, do you like how you're swinging it and getting on base to start the season?
For sure, yeah, 100%.
What are some of the things when it comes to trying to get on base, whether it's the walk or even being hit? You've been hit 3 times. Is that kind of the mentality thing too? Just do whatever it takes to get on base at the top of the order.
Yeah, and it's just like my 2-strike approach. I feel like this past year I've matured much as a player, and Coach G helped me out a lot with that. And it's more of just, like I said, slowing the body down, and I'm not scared to hit with 2 strikes.
Defensively, obviously you've played really well. JJC's improved himself defensively. You've got kind of a rotation of guys out in left field, but so far this year, the games I've seen, the outfield's played pretty well defensively.
Yeah, awesome. I trust the outfielders a lot. Always have. Funny instance at Liberty, that ball that JC, because the wind was blowing, and I think it was the last out, he goes, I got it. And then the ball kept pushing back. He goes, oh boy. And while it was coming in, it was just funny. But Bristol's come along a long way. I've helped him out a lot. Nowak is also great, and JC as well. And Carter can, of course, play out there too.
You had a really nice on-the-run coming-in catch. One of Savage's starts. Might have been Purdue.
That's right.
In that game there. You had a big smile on your face. You were saying a few things after. What were you telling your teammates then after you made that grab?
Well, they're like, oh, I thought that was going to be a hit. And then they're like, I thought you had to lay out. And I was like,
yeah.
Nope.
What, you got a lot of family and some friends of family coming to Wilmington tomorrow?
That's correct, yep.
Yeah. Your aunt and uncle live down there?
Uncle, their family, their friends, and half of them I don't even know. But they support ECU like crazy.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You told us you're a criminal justice major.
Correct.
And you would like to maybe pursue Secret Service?
Secret Service or DEA.
He's tough enough, isn't he, Igo?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt, Ryley. I want to ask you, too, your background, obviously, Northern Virginia guy. What led you to ECU? Like, was it a pretty quick recruiting process? Did you have several teams involved? Kind of walk us through that.
9th grade, I committed to Radford, and then decommitted like 6 months later. And then I was playing summer ball with Zach Agnos, and he brought me here. I committed without even seeing the campus, or I didn't talk to Coach G because he was in Cuba, Team USA.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just talked to Coach B and took Zach Agnos at his word.
It's worked out pretty good, do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You still stay in touch with Zach?
Yeah,
pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Coach has said you've maybe matured and grown up as much as any player that he's coached. How do you feel like you have?
Well, I mean, ever since I got injured this past fall, it's just more of getting out of myself, helping out others. Like, I helped out the outfielders a lot. And you really learn as a person and as a coach, as I was in the fall, and that helped me mature a lot.
Would you want to maybe do that down the road?
Possibly.
Yeah?
Yep.
I think you'd be great, undoubtedly. Continued success. Great to talk to you here, Ryley. Thanks for stopping by, and take care of your shoulders.
Of course.
All right. Ryley Johnson with us here. Awesome stuff. We'll go Starling next. All right, Jacob Starling. He's chowing down. Sorry, Jacob. Jacob will join us next here on the Dais when we return. Inside Pirate Athletics. Quick reminder here for Pirate fans. Season football tickets are on sale now for just $115. And payment plans are available. You can purchase those tickets by heading to ECUPirates.com. More Inside Pirate Athletics as we continue here after these words on the ECU Sports Network.
He ran a red light and T-boned me.
Got rear-ended on my bike.
His fault. End of story.
No brainer, right?
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, you realize you need Wayne Hardy.
Injury cases are never simple.
There's always more to the story.
Offers you can't refuse.
But it's my job to get you a fair sum.
Been in a wreck? You need the Wayne Hardy difference.
We had other companies out, and Easy Pro easily beat their price.
We are offering $1,000 off your bathroom remodel, plus an additional $300 off if you act right now. Give us a call or go online to easyprobathsexpress.com.
Watch 9 on Your Side Weekend Edition on the CW. That's right. If you missed the 6 o'clock newscast, switch to the Eastern North Carolina CW for WNCT 9 Weekend Edition news at 10. Then come back here for more local news at 11. On Your Side all week long.
Listening to Inside Pirate Athletics, live from Tiebreakers in Greenville.
Did you know that Greenville Utilities spends money on helping their customers spend less money? That's right. Get a free energy audit at no cost to you, or find out different ways you can save on your utility bills at GUC.com. Greenville Utilities, proudly powering the Pirates. Patrick Johnson, along with Stephen Igo from Hoist the Colors. Tony Cannon, a little shout out for Tony over there. And Jacob Starling joins us now here, Pirate second baseman. Jacob, great to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
What were you chowing on over there? What was on the menu tonight for you?
Those were fried pickles.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, they were really hot.
Yeah. We've got Jacob here with us. We were talking a little bit about it in the break, and you're feeling pretty good right now. Finished last year a little banged up, but I think you were telling me you did a lot of things in the off season to just build your body up for the season ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we have such a long season, and if you don't take care of your body, you're not going to last the whole season. So just taking this off season to, eat the right things. I was doing mobility 2 to 3 times a day, 5 times a week. Just stuff like that to keep my body, in shape throughout the whole season.
I was saying, to me, you look a little leaner than last year, but you weigh the same, so that's obviously part of the goal in some of that work that you put into the offseason.
Yeah, definitely.
And no fried pickles, I guess, during the offseason that much.
Maybe a couple.
A couple, yeah. Yeah, well, you got to have some fun, right? You only live once. Jacob Starling is here with us. You've hit the ball at times right on the screws. It's just one of those things in baseball, as Coach has talked about. With your approach, I mean, he said, I'm sure it can get a little frustrating, but with your approach, how do you try to stay consistent when you're making great contact, you're just maybe not seeing the results that fans and media members, would attribute to a guy that's knocking the cover off the ball?
Yeah, just, not immediately thinking, oh, there's something wrong with my swing. Like, I need to fix something now. Just, you're going to hit the ball hard right at people, and, you can do all the right things and still get out. So, just keeping a good mindset, not letting one at-bat roll into the next or one game roll into the next, and just, always looking to get better and, keep doing what you're doing.
I think it was the at-bat before your double. You fouled off a bunch of pitches, smashed the ball right at the left fielder. So is that just kind of one of those things? The next at-bat, you obviously hit it well, but the ball falls in. It's just kind of the baseball gods maybe paying you back a little bit?
Yeah, I guess. I was feeling confident at the plate. The guy was throwing like 95 with like an off-speed slider changeup, and I felt good at the plate, and finally got one to fall. So
at Liberty, I mean, watching the games on TV, they got some good arms, man. So I mean, they challenge you guys. What kind of takeaway did you take facing their arms? Because it seems like to me they could end up having a pretty good season despite their record.
Yeah, they definitely could. They're a really good program. Their whole staff. Friday guy, Saturday, Sunday guy, all could be Friday guys at most places. So, for us to go on the road and do what we did was, pretty impressive.
We just talked to Ryley, and you mentioned kind of what's going through, for you as far as your body. What can you say about one of your teammates who's kind of laid it all on the line, doing whatever he can to help you guys?
Ryley, yeah, it's awesome. That guy got here with me in 21 or in 20, and just to see, all the things he's been through. And how he's still here, able to be playing. I don't know if I'd be playing if I had 2 torn labrums. It's just really inspirational.
One of the great moments last year was the home run and the viral clip of your family celebrating it last year. I think I talked to you a little bit about last year, kind of when ECU got on your radar, being down in Central Florida. How did all that kind of transpire to you winding up in Greenville?
Yeah, so after my sophomore year of high school, I was going to play summer ball and one tournament in Lake Point, Georgia, which is a pretty popular place for travel ball. One day, just my travel coach told me that the East Carolina coach was going to text me, and I was like, East Carolina? Like, what is this? And so, Coach Palumbo texted me. I ended up doing some, research, and I was like, okay, I need to take this seriously. Had a good week of summer ball. They invited me to a camp like a week before school started, which would have been my junior year of high school. Did well enough at the camp, got an offer, said yes immediately. So,
did any of the Florida schools try to get in on you as your process was going along?
Early on, a lot of them overlooked me. Like UCF didn't really want much to do with me. USF was pretty interested, but and Florida was too, but other than that, like nobody really, reached out.
But you're obviously thrilled with the decision.
100%.
Yeah. You got a new first baseman over there this year in Carter Cunningham. He's made a couple nice picks on some throws. How's Carter playing over at first defensively?
We all know Carter's had an amazing season this far. Did you play first last year? A little bit? No, he looks like a natural. But, he's been doing a great job.
Laid out a great tag, I think it was Friday's game, on that double play where strike him out, throw him out deal. So
I think that was Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one before that, you got hit in the head, I'm pretty sure.
Not that one. The one where, Joey Barini, a little banged up too. Coach was telling us about that, but just a guy that's been so steady up the middle with you. You guys seem to have a real good chemistry up the middle for this Pirate infield.
Yeah, 100%. Joey was my roommate since my freshman year, still is, and watching him grow as a person and a player has really been fun to watch, and just how he handles himself every day, just goes about his business the right way, and all of us are great friends with Joey, and he's done a great job at shortstop for us.
Now there's a yin and a yang with every roommate situation, especially if you've been rooming that long. So who's the tidy one and who's the not so tidy one?
Tidy one's actually probably Landon Howard. He used to play here. But yeah, he gets on me all the time. Anytime I leave anything out in the living room, he lets me know.
How about the way Dixon is playing at third base right now? He played second in high school, now over at third, and I know you're real encouraging to him.
Yeah, definitely. Dixon had a great preseason. Stepped right into third base and has been doing a great job. And especially as a sophomore, like for him to just be in the lineup every day and be a threat, play good third base, it's really big for us.
So there was the viral clip of you trying to get dapped up by Perini, and he didn't do it, so you did it yourself. For those that don't have X, it was on Twitter a few weeks ago. Coach Palumbo said y'all need to work on that infield culture. Have y'all been practicing that?
Yeah. He doesn't leave me hanging anymore.
What was his excuse?
I actually haven't asked him.
Okay.
I don't know. I think he was up to bat first the next half, so I think his mind was
locked in.
Yeah.
He was that ready to go. Speaking of at-bats, you've had a little bit of a flair for the dramatic. You've had some walk-offs. When you're in that situation, just take us a little bit into your mindset.
Really just competing. Just, not making the moment bigger than it is. Just slowing down my heart rate, doing what I know I can do, and, not putting too much pressure on myself. And, yeah, that's it.
Jacob, great to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. Jacob Starling, everybody. All right, we're going to take a timeout and come back, and Carter Cunningham will join us here. This is Inside Pirate Athletics from Tiebreakers in Greenville on the ECU Sports Network.
We call it drive. The unrelenting desire to become the person you were born to be. Ignited by a moment. The realization that a future you could only dream of is within reach. At East Carolina University, you won't just imagine a path. You'll forge one through hard work and the success that comes without surrender. The journey that leads to your future. And this is where it begins.
He ran a red light and T-boned me.
Got rear-ended on my bike.
His fault. End of story.
No-brainer, right?
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, you realize you need Wayne Hardy.
Injury cases are never simple.
There's always more to the story.
Offers you can't refuse.
But it's my job to get you a fair settlement.
Been in a wreck? You need the Wayne Hardy difference.
Being on your side means bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate information.
We know how important it is for you to be informed on what's happening in your community. Whether it's the latest developments in local news,
Or knowing what to expect for the day ahead with your Storm Team 9 weather forecast. Morning Edition has you covered.
Rivers across the east will soon have a new spot to play the game.
Buzzing and trending news today.
Watch WNCT 9 Morning Edition weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
We had other companies out, and Easy Pro easily beat their price.
We are offering $1,000 off your bathroom remodel, plus an additional $300 off if you act right now. Give us a call or go online to easyprobathsexpress.com.
Hello E&C goes all around the East.
From Atlantic Beach, Newburgh, Ocracoke,
Newport,
Emerald Isle.
When did you get here? Just now.
Jacksonville,
Washington,
Kinston,
Beaufort,
Morehead City,
Goldsboro,
Ayden,
Elizabeth City.
and from Greenville.
We're living, loving local.
If you want the latest in local news, Reliable Storm Team 9 weather forecasts.
and everything in between, we've got you covered.
watch 9 on Your Side Morning Edition.
Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Trust WNCT 9 and Your Side News. Awarded for excellence with 17 honors, including TV News Anchor Team of the Year, Ken Watlington and Courtney Courtwright.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thanks for joining us.
And #1 in covering investigative and political stories.
Well, WNCT is your local election headquarters.
Now the bill will be voted on shortly in the House before heading to Governor Cooper's desk.
Thank you for letting us be on your side.
You're locked on to Inside Pirate Athletics, live from Tiebreakers in Greenville.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ECU lacrosse team is back at Johnson Stadium on March 23rd when they start their home conference slate against Temple. First draw is scheduled for 12 noon. Admission is free, so be sure to head out to support your Pirates. ECU baseball back at home this weekend against Columbia out of the Ivy League. They will travel to UNCW tomorrow, and we welcome with us right now One of the Pirates who's off to as hot a start as anybody right now on this team and in the country, really, Carter Cunningham. Even better person than he is a ball player. So let me say that first.
I appreciate that.
I want to ask you before we get into anything, the homers that help, where that came up, where the concept came from, and I mean, getting something like that off the ground, not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I still actually have plenty of ideas left for it to make it better for next year. But it actually started, I was right around the holiday time last year. I had actually been praying to God just for a way to give back to the community, because this community has given me so much. So I was just like, how can I give back to this community? And I was at a networking event for the College of Business, and I meet the vice president of the ECU Health, and he's like looking at me, and I'm like, do I know you? Like, he's like, no, but we go to all your games. My son's a big fan, and he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I got no idea. He's like, well, I'm the VP of ECU Health. You can come shout at me. So I ended up doing that for a day, and we're walking around the hospital, and then we walk into the children's hospital, and this is right around Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that, and so it's like God smacked me in the face and like, this is what you have to do, and I can't take any credit for it. That was just the idea that God had planted in my heart, and it's taken off and running. I mean, I'm incredibly grateful and blessed for the Greenville community.
The money raised by this initiative for all the home runs ECU hits for home games goes to Maynard Children's Hospital. Coach Godwin was the first game sponsor.
Yeah.
How easy was it to get the sponsors? I mean, it would seem like that's a daunting thing, but I mean, within what, like 12, 15 hours?
Yeah, I think it was 12 hours, 33 game sponsors just like that, and a lot of people message me and like, do you have another spot? And I'm like, for next year, again, I have more ideas to get more people involved, because 33 sponsors is a short number, and I think that there's plenty of opportunity and room to grow for next year. So that's part of my idea and why I want to continue to do it next year. This isn't going to be a one-year thing. At least I don't envision it being it. I want a guy like Parker Bird, he's with me every other Monday at the hospital in that room, and when he's in that room, it's his God-given ability and talent. Like he was born to do it, because when he's in that room, it's I mean, I get goosebumps talking about it. It's like he was born for it.
Wow.
So.
Do you have a tally to date? How much you guys have raised? I don't want to put you on the spot,
No.
but I didn't know if you had a number right off with all the home runs.
We just surpassed 10,000. Or you're talking about yeah. We just surpassed $10,000.
Oh wow!
And that's week 4. So.
Well, you've contributed to some of that.
Yeah, you're hitting a few home runs.
Yeah. I think it was Christian Smallwood said he'll match my Christian Smallwood that played here a couple years ago. He said he'll match my my donation of $25 a home run, and then he sees me hit like 5 in the first couple games, and he's like, I didn't know I was sponsoring Barry Bonds. And I was like, dude, trust me, I'm going broke here too. So.
And Carter, you've talked about it. You mentioned it, like you want to keep it going. So obviously you're a senior. So whether it's Parker or somebody else, that's something that's important to you, next year to keep this vision going.
Yeah, and I envision Parker Bird taking it over, because I want someone that's really going to care for it and do a good job. And Parker certainly is that guy. But I mean, Nathan Chrisman and Dixon Williams have been, and Jason Janesco actually have been over to the hospital with me a couple times, and they're very passionate about it too. So any of those guys will do a great job, and I just want to make sure it's in great hands.
And if they want to donate to it, isn't there a way for them just to get to it as well? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there's another fund set up, Fund B, that's just for people that want to donate. That's the one that I'm donating to. For every home run that I hit is $25. But you can also text homers to 51555, and it'll send you that link. And you can do it that way. I challenge the fans just to like pick a player and sort of match my $25 donation. Pick your favorite player. Ryley, if you pick Ryley Johnson, you'll probably owe like $0 at the end of the season. So.
Hey, I'm saying it's coming soon.
Sorry,
Ryley's going to get one.
He will.
Carter, your start on the field obviously great as well, and we've talked about it. We've talked about it. You're playing free. Coach Godwin has mentioned that too. Like you're not overthinking it, stressing about it. Baseball is a game of failure, so you're not getting maybe caught up in the results. So kind of walk us through that too. Just going up there, trying to have fun in a game that maybe some people take too seriously. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the easy answer is just my faith. That's bottom line is God already knows what's going to happen before it happens, and that's something that gives me peace as I walk up into that batter's box or before I even step foot on that field. I know JC's starting to believe that too. I think a lot of our guys are starting to believe that, and that's something that's unique about this team is that faith-based identity on this team. But at the same time, I also think like in a couple of months I could be working a desk job. So I'm just trying to have fun, and God's given me the platform, the ability, the able body. Like every day I get to wake up and play in front of the best fans in the country. Like people would literally die to have this opportunity. So that's I'm just blessed through it all. So that's really where it comes from.
And you told us in the preseason, even before you had success, like you were, you guys as a team were as connected to your faith as any roster you've been a part of. So how early did you kind of identify that with this team in particular?
It's a good question. Definitely at the we had our Sportsworks Christmas party dinner, and we had I think 10 or 11 guys stand up and get saved that night, and that's when I knew like obviously that's an incredible amount of guys being saved in one night. And then you fast forward to preseason, and we got guys and Coach Godwin getting baptized, and like I said in my banquet speech and my Bible study that I go to every Tuesday and Thursday morning, there's like Todd Howell, like one of the biggest ECU baseball fans there is. He said that like we've already won we've won the fight. Like the greatest victory has already been achieved through that happening, and he couldn't be more right. I think if obviously Pirate Nation would be pretty pissed off if we went 0-56. Coach Godwin might not even have a job if we went 0-56, but what I'm getting at is the faith-based identity on this team is more important than any win that we'll ever have. So,
we'd love to have you back. We're short on time, but no, that's great.
It's great for us.
It'd be great to have you back again, just to give us an update on the initiative, the Heroes, Homers That Help. I'm sorry, and give that text number again, because I think that's really important for folks to hear.
Yeah, Homers to 51555.
Excellent stuff, Carter. Keep up the great work, and good luck tomorrow at UNCW to the Pirates.
Awesome. I appreciate it, man.
All right, Carter Cunningham, priceless guy. Great to have him with us here. All right, we're going to take a break, come back with Coach Godwin to wrap up the show on Inside ECU, or Inside Pirate Athletics on the ECU Sports Network.
Here at WNCT, we know Eastern North Carolina is constantly growing and changing.
With multiple newscasts all week long, you can trust us to keep you in the know.
We're out in the community, putting a spotlight on local news and events.
And monitoring weather that directly affects you, so you can stay on top of any of the latest changes by watching our Storm Team 9 forecast.
We're on your side because Eastern North Carolina is our home too.
Watch WNCT 9 on Your Side News.
We had other companies out, and Easy Pro easily beat their price.
We are offering $1,000 off your bathroom remodel, plus an additional $300 off if you act right now. Give us a call or go online to easyprobathsexpress.com.
Every team dreams of greatness, but only one will make history. The CW is your new home for college football as we team up with the ACC for 13 weeks of electrifying games. Saturdays will be legendary. The ACC on the CW. It all kicks off Saturday, September 9th.
He ran a red light and T-boned me.
Got rear-ended on my bike.
His fault. End of story.
No-brainer, right?
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, you realize you need Wayne Hardy.
Injury cases are never simple.
There's always more to the story.
Offers you can't refuse.
But it's my job to get you a fair settlement.
Been in a wreck? You need the Wayne Hardy difference.
Trust WNCT 9 and Your Side News. Awarded for excellence with 17 honors, including TV News Anchor Team of the Year, Ken Watlington and Courtney Courtwright.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thanks for joining us.
And #1 in covering investigative and political stories.
Well, WNCT is your local election headquarters.
Now the bill will be voted on shortly in the House before heading to Governor Cooper's desk.
Thank you for letting us be on your side.
If you want the latest in local news,
reliable Storm Team 9 weather forecasts,
and everything in between, we've got you covered.
watch 9 on Your Side Morning Edition.
Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Belt.com. Now back to Inside Pirate Athletics from Tiebreakers in Greenville.
Coach Godwin is with us here for the final 3 minutes of the program. A reminder that ECU baseball is back home this weekend as they take on Columbia, non-conference series. First pitch is Friday at 6 o'clock, and you can get your tickets now by heading to ECUPirates.com. Coach Godwin, so I mentioned back with Steven and myself, tomorrow UNCW, 6 o'clock first pitch from Brooks Field, a place you started your coaching career, a place that you know very well. Lots of years playing and coaching down there, and it's always a big deal wherever it is, Greenville, Wilmington, when the Pirates and Seahawks match up.
Second coaching job. First, Kinston High School.
Well, that's I forgot about that.
Don't forget about
Ronnie
Kinston
Battle.
High School. Ronnie Battle, yeah. But first college coaching job.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a big rivalry, and I want our guys to be ready to go into a hornet's nest tomorrow night.
The emotions of that, dealing with that is as big a part of it, I have to imagine, Coach, is anything. The emotions of a game against UNCW.
I'm having trouble with this thing, but whatever. You know, I was actually watching the Coach K, Roy Williams thing last night, and I think I might have mentioned this to you guys this morning, but the narrator asked him, what's the difference between a championship team and a great team? And Coach K said, one play. And for us, that's one pitch, but that one pitch could be tomorrow night that puts us in a situation to be able to host a regional or super regional. You don't know when it's going to happen. Of course, you can look back at Duke basketball history and say, hey, Christian Laettner's shot to get him into the Final Four, and they win the national championship. But Roy Williams showed a clip of Marcus Page hitting the shot in the national championship game against Villanova. It's like a double pump three-pointer that ties the game, and he was talking about how Marcus Page had just been such an inspiration to his team and just giving them everything, and then Villanova goes down and hits a three.
Yeah, at the buzzer.
And how do you, well, he was like, our guys gave everything they had. It just, Villanova was good too. Like you don't, but it's one play, it's one pitch, and this group has something special going on with them, and we're not going to win every game, but those guys are resilient, man. They've been, throwing some. I mean, what Ryley Johnson's doing every day just to play. Joey Barini's wrist hurts every day. I mean, just setbacks that people don't know about, and it's a special group, and I actually enjoy hanging around them a lot, and they make me better every day, which is cool.
We've got about 30 seconds, Steven, so anything for Coach real quick?
Yeah, it looks like Kayla will start tomorrow, and I know it's still a bullpen day through Sunday, but expectations for him and just keys to victory going to Wilmington.
They just got to be ready to, take some blows, man. When you go into a rivalry game, you're going to get cut. You just get knocked down, and it'll be a good environment, and the more times we put ourselves in a tough situation, it's going to make us better down the road.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Great job. Cliff Godwin with us, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and don't forget the Pirates and Seahawks tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You can listen to it right here on the ECU Sports Network. For Coach and all the players, Stephen Igo, David Horn, our producer, and Scotty Rogers, I'm Patrick Johnson. So long, everybody.